What if you could have a 24/7 team member taking customer support questions, answering calls, closing sales, and booking appointments, all without lifting a finger? Meet HighLevel's Voice AI, your business's new superstar. It works 24/7, it's super cost effective, and it does an amazing job. Whether you're already using HighLevel or just hearing about it right now, this tool will revolutionize the way that you engage with leads, prospects, and customers. It's like having an employee that never has to sleep, never misses a call, and learns as it goes with training that can be updated instantly. Here's how it works. Voice AI seamlessly integrates with HighLevel, handling inbound calls and soon outbound calls, automating follow-ups, and even qualifying leads. Let me show you just how simple it is to get started and set up. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to show you the fastest, easiest way to get this voice AI bot and the perfect prompt for your exact needs and business set up in a matter of minutes. All right, I am logged in to one of my HighLevel accounts right now. So we are on the dashboard. We need to navigate to the settings, and then we need to select Voice AI Agents. We're then going to create an agent. Now, this agent should be named in a way that you can easily identify what this is for. As you'll see on my previous screen, I have a triage agent, a customer service agent, and a sales agent. We'll talk a little bit about why you might need more than one in just a few moments. Then we also need to give it the business name. So this is one of my demo accounts for our agency. We would put the actual business name that we want the bot to reference in this section. Now we've got our voice settings here. They have a lot of different voices that you can try out. Ultimately, it's going to depend on where your business is located, the types of prospects that you're going to be speaking to, and really just personal preference. I personally like Anna and Rebecca. Those are my two favorite female voices, but ultimately test them all out, try them out, see what you like, and select the one that's the best fit. Now, right now, we can only take inbound calls, but very soon we are going to be able to make outbound calls as well. This is going to be a total game changer. And when this feature finally goes live, I'll definitely do another tutorial on it. So make sure that you check back for that later. Now we're going to have the agent's initial message here. So by default, it says, "Hey, you've reached ABM Agency. How can I help you today?" You can put whatever you want in here. I would say something like, "Hi, this is Becca, Ali Bloyd Media. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?" And again, this is personal preference. Now we're going to hit next, and we've got our agent's goals. This is a very basic screen that we're looking at right now. We can select the details that we want to collect from the person calling, such as name, email, physical address if you need it, and the contacts issue. We also are going to have some options down below, which we'll cover in a minute. But the first thing you want to do is switch this to advanced mode. In advanced mode, we get a large number of words that we can use, 2,000 words. Now, I strongly recommend that you use as many words as possible when creating this prompt. This prompt is essentially the knowledge base for your AI agent. Now, as of now, we don't have the ability to upload documents to this knowledge base such as we would with a custom GPT, but you need to get super detailed in this prompt. They do have a prompt guidelines article that you can take a look at. But again, if you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to make this piece super, super easy for you. Now, once we've got our prompt inside, we are then going to be able to set a couple of additional settings here. The first is going to be call transfer. So we're going to give it a name. This could be escalate to team member. And then we're going to just go ahead and type in a phone number. And this should ultimately be the phone number of the team member that we would want to transfer this to. Now, when should this call transfer take place? So we can say if the caller says they want to speak to a real person, or ask to speak to another member of the team to resolve their situation. Now, ultimately, this is going to be based on the exact agent that you're using. Now, I recommend that if you have an extensive amount of information that you want to train this bot on, it would be far better to have multiple AI agents as opposed to trying to cram them all into one. Now, you can do one agent. So, for example, handling customer support as well as handling sales, speaking to prospects and leads, things like that. But because we only have 2,000 words that we can use, the more detailed your prompt is, the less room you're going to have for another detailed prompt for another type of functionality. Now, a third option that we would have is to actually create that triage bot that I referenced when we first got started. This could be that initial entry point for any caller. The goal of this bot is simply to collect the contact information, understand what the issue is, and then seamlessly transfer to one of the other AI agents to be able to properly address that call or that situation. So a couple of different options here for you. It really is going to come down to what you need specifically and how much information you are going to have to provide this bot to give it the best possible outcome. Now, what to say before transferring the call? So we can say, give me just a second while I transfer you. Make sure to stay on the line, but it should only take a second. Okay, so we're just saying something that's very human. We can also add new call transfer options here. That's going to allow you to have a lot of different situations in which the call would be transferred. You can transfer that to real team members, or you can transfer that to additional AI agents. We're going to go ahead and hit save when we're done. Then we have the option to trigger a workflow. This is extremely powerful. Now, before you do this, you need to have those workflows set up and published. I'm also going to show you how you can get a crystal clear picture of all of the workflows that you need to set up and the exact steps for those workflows if you stay to the end of this video. So just make sure that if you've already got an existing workflow that you want to add them into, it is completed and it is published. We're then going to give that action a name and when to trigger this workflow, such as the user agrees to pay for the subscription. So we could say, when they have agreed to pay for my coaching program, and this could send them the options to go ahead and sign up to that. Or ultimately, you can have payments taken directly through the bot. Now, what to say when this is being triggered? Perfect. We're so excited to work with you. I'm sending you over the contract and login details now. Okay, so very simple in theory, but you do need to know what workflows should be triggered for this and have that workflow created. And then ultimately, we can create a lot of different workflow triggers here on this screen. So having a very clear plan in place before you set up your AI agent is critical to the best results. Now, we also have the update contact field section. This is going to allow you to update different contact fields based on the call. So, for example, this could be collect email. Now, if I already have the data collection turned on in this previous step, this is going to be set up to collect name and email by default. So this would be in addition to whatever those checkboxes were that you set up on that very first screen. For example, if we say, what program are you calling about? So just an example, then we would select that contact field to be updated. Now, similarly to what we talked about in the workflow section, you need to already have this contact field created in your custom fields section before you can map that to this custom field. So make sure, again, you've got your game plan. You set up the things that you would need prior to actually getting started here. And then it's going to be easy breezy once you actually get into the setup of your AI agent. And then what are we going to update in this field? And that would be the name of the program they're calling about. Now, we can also give examples here. Then we're going to hit save once we've got those details filled out. And then finally, we've got send SMS. This is going to be for an SMS that will be sent during or after this call. That could be for delivery confirmation. This could be confirmation that their issue was resolved. It could be confirmation that a team member is going to call them back and further discuss this issue. Whatever that would look like for you and your business, go ahead and add that here. Very similar settings as well. And then we can also select SMS templates. So if you have templates set up in your account, you can go ahead and drop those in here. Lastly, we've got trigger a workflow when the call is completed. So we would also have to have this set up before that feature is actually set up. And then we can also receive an email notification after that call is completed. So these are really all of the fields that you need to tell this AI agent what to do and how to do it. Finally, we've got the phone number that we want to associate this with. So I've already got this phone number attached to one of our other AI agents, so you guys can check it out, see how it works. But if you need multiple agents, you will have to have additional numbers, and you can go ahead and buy those right here. Now, while we're on the topic of phone numbers, if you are already using HighLevel, you have to be using Lead Connector Phone in order to access this feature. If you are using Twilio, you would need to migrate your account from Twilio to Lead Connector Phone in order to make that possible. Now, that is not an ideal situation for everyone because it can take a couple of days. You can have some issues porting those phone numbers over at times, not always, but it is something you definitely need to consider. Then we're also going to be able to set the working hours for this agent. Do we want this to be all day, every day, or do we want this to be only during times that the business is closed and a real person is not available to take those calls? So it is entirely up to you, depending on what you want to use this bot for. Now, we're going to go ahead and hit save, and I'm going to show you one of our other AI agents and how this can actually sound. So we are going to go to the customer support agent. Now, this is what I've got set up in our customer support agent thus far. Under our agent goals, we have a very detailed prompt for this customer support bot. We also have call transfer and SMS, and then there are a variety of workflows that need to be set up for this as well. Let's go ahead and give this a test. We do need to add a +1 when we are doing this phone number, and it's going to act like I called, but I'm just doing a test call, so I'm still going to say hello. Hello? I'm having an issue logging into the masterclass that I purchased.
Back in. Resetting your password at my social marketing system. That's where I can help reset for you. Email address.
My email is alliebloyd@alliebloydmedia.com.
Thank you. I'll reset your password now. Please email for the new login details and give it a. Let me know if you run into any more issues.
Okay, I got them, but when I put them in, it's saying that my email is invalid.
Oh, that's annoying. Check everything. You please confirm the spelling of your email address one more time.
ALIEBLOYD@ALIEBLOYDmedia.com.
Confirming now. Let me make sure everything is set up correctly on our end. I'll reset the password again and send you a new link to try logging in. Hang tight. Checking in to see if you were able to log in successfully with the new details. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, I was actually able to log in.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. If you need anything else or have more questions, feel free to reach out. Have a great day.
Hey, I actually am curious about some of the other coaching programs that you guys offer.
Sure thing. We have a couple of great options. Our local marketing mastery program built to automate lead generation and fulfillment. And Mastermind, which offers high-level strategies for scaling focus. Do any of these sound like what you're looking for?
Yeah, I think the local marketing mastery program might be a good fit. How do I find out more about that?
Great choice. You can find more details on our website or or I can send you some information directly. Would you like me to email you the details?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Your email at allieboyd@allieboydmedia.com. Keep an eye out for it and let me know if you have questions after reviewing the info.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. If you need anything else, reach out. Have a fantastic.
You too. Bye-bye. So as you can see, it's not perfect, but it's very close to perfect. Now, ultimately, this is our customer support bot. We didn't really give it instructions on saying, hey, would you like to schedule a call to talk about that? Those are definitely things that we can add into the bot after testing this. So it's really critical to test it out, see what you think, and then go from there. All right, now, as promised, I'm going to show you the fastest, easiest way to get your very detailed prompt and all of your workflow instructions to set up this bot in no time at all. So I have created a voice AI prompting bot. This bot is trained on everything that is in HighLevel's guidelines for the prompts. It also is very detailed in terms of the exact questions it needs you to answer, the way to structure the bot, the way to give you the workflows and the workflow details. So you ultimately are going to be able to create a new voice AI agent. I've already got some prompts here that I am going to be able to use from doing the bot setup and the bot testing, and we will take a look at how this works. Go ahead and drop in your details. I'm also uploading details from all of our programs so I can make sure that this bot has got all of the accurate information. That's why my bot was able to talk about the different programs, and ultimately, if we'd ask it even more detailed questions, it would have been able to do that very easily. Now, it's recommending to me that I have 2 different agents, which is exactly what we set up. And then these are some things that it's going to ask for. Common scenarios. And I'm going to say, use the documents uploaded to identify tone, common scenarios, and escalations. Okay, so it's going ahead and just recapping the things that we have in this. And we're going to go ahead and get the detailed prompt. It is going to put together that very detailed prompt for my bot. It's also then going to ask me if I want to go ahead and start setting up all the workflows for this. It will give me a list of all the workflows that we need, as well as the specific steps in the workflow that we want to have to really accomplish the goal of this voice AI agent. So that is it. That is how easy it could be. All of the details for the voice AI bots that I've set up have come from this bot. I did a lot of tweaking, a lot of testing to make sure that it was as effective as humanly possible. But if you do need to do follow-up prompts, ask it for more clarity, ask it for more detail, ask it for specific breakdowns of anything that you don't really understand, and it's going to do an amazing job of providing that data to you.